My name is Dakota, and today I'm going to show you how to install OS x86, or otherwise known as Hackintosh, on the MSI CR500. Now, what you're going to want to do, obviously, turn on your computer. Just give it a few seconds here to load. There's the boot logo there. Now, as you can probably hear, the hard drive is, or the CD drive is spinning up. Here's the command line. Now you're going to want to hit F8. Then you're going to want to enter this command, CPUS equals 1, then hit enter. You don't need to enter anything else like bus ratio or anything like that. Luckily, it boots up just with that one command. Now obviously this command is needed because it's a dual core CPU, and obviously it doesn't work correctly under the installer. Okay, we see it's booting up here. Just never mind these errors. It'll work anyways. The errors are just read-only file system and stuff like that. Let's give this about a couple more minutes to load. As you can see, it's spinning the CD drive, and it's still loading. Now, some of the other distributions of OS x86 Hackintosh I have loaded into this haven't worked. They've just sat here saying still waiting for root device, you know, stuff like that. This is the only one that I found that actually boots and works. It is 10.6.0, the RTW version, GM Gold Master, whatever you want to call it. But it can be easily updated right from the software updater. As you can see, it's still spinning away, as you can hear. I mean, you can probably hear it. It does take a while to load, so don't freak out when if it takes at least 5-6. First time it took 10 minutes, I think, to load. So it's normal. I think even on a real Macintosh, it takes this long to load anyways, so it's not that big of a deal. Okay, the installer is loading now, as you can see the cursor right there. And luckily the PS2 mouse and keyboard built in are supported under the installation. Now you just click it says click this button to continue here. All you do is, like I said, is click the button. Now it's loading the installation. See, it says Mac OS 10 Leopard. It isn't Leopard, it's Snow Leopard. They just use the installer from Leopard because apparently it's easier to Hackintosh. Okay, now as you see here, this is the distribution I chose to use because it's the only one I found that worked. Snow Leopard, Mac, OS x86, Snow Leopard for Intel AMD 3264-bit install DVD, GPT, and MBR. There's all the credits and these are the command flags you might need. Well, actually you won't need them because it works almost flawlessly on this computer, on this laptop. Just click the agree in the terms. Select the destination as blank, obviously, because we haven't configured our disks yet. Now we're going to go into utilities, disk utility, like I just did. Disk utility is loading. Now the disk utility window is open. Scanning for disks and still loading. As you can see here, I have my disk, which is a Windows 7 installation that I just completed. Well, actually, different story, but you just go to you just click on that. You go to the Erase tab here, and you select macOS Extended Journaled. Now the journaled part is important so that you don't need to defragment your computer so very often. You still do need to defragment it. Now you can name this whatever you want, but I'm just going to use this name right here. Just going to name it that. Then you click Erase. Oh, and if you want it in the GPT partition type, you just go to Partition, the Partition tab, select one partition, and you can select as many as you want, but I just selected one. And you don't select the Apple partition map. That's only for G3, G4 based computers, and it will not work under Intel. You select the GUID partition table, GPT. You select OK here. And then you name it again. Well, I didn't actually erase it the first time, so I'm going to erase it and partition it right now with the GPT partition table. And you click Apply. It'll take around 30 to 45 seconds to make the partition. As you can see, it's formatting the disk, and the partition is completed. Now that was faster than I thought it would be, so close out of this. I only have about 2.5 minutes left of video, so we'll go pretty fast here. Then you just click the Customize button. Now these are the things you're going to want. I'll put them down in the description too. For bootloader, you unselect what's selected, then you select Chameleon RC4 PCEFI 10.6. Then for chipset, I don't know if it's needed or not, but you just select Super Enforce ATA. I found it's always easier. It works better. You don't select anything under network. The onboard LAN is detected by default, and the wireless isn't. I'll explain that in a later video. Then you just go to NVIDIA NV Inject. And you don't select anything in audio either. I'll explain that too in a later video. System patches. You're going to want to select Apple PS2 right here for the keyboard mouse after installation. Then notebook patches. You don't want to do Voodoo battery because Apple Acme Battery Manager does not work under this laptop.